think it's working. Okay, listen. You better tell me if it's working and you can hear me, okay? That's how every one of these damn streams starts. Okay, look, I saw that a bunch of you were talking even before it started. So I missed a bunch of hey nows. I'm just gonna start cramming the hey now button.
Well, hey now.
So that I don't know how many
Hey now.
how many I have to go to catch up.
Hey now.
But there's a few there's a few of them, okay?
Hey now.
I see my man Charles Cockrell and Pete and Brian and Randall and Greg Renfro all up in there. Okay, tell me about the level of the background music. Is it good? Okay, that's all, and then I'm ready to go. Okay, here's the plan. Cell dies, which traditionally I've pretty much sucked at. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I mean. Okay, here's like what my normal cell die would look like, which, here, let me make it bigger for a second. Whoa, okay, look at that. It was terrible. Thor, hey now. Chris, hey now. Matt, hey now. Darren, Scott, hey now. I squeezed those in, but look at that. Okay, it looked like pretty much like crap, right? Here's the reasons why. Okay, why my cell dye sucked. It's because just like in that picture, I had faded saturation, muddy colors, and blurry lines, which it's really sad when it when it happens that way. Where is it? There it is. Let's look at it again. After Glenn, hey now. Red Oso, Brad, hey now. I'm gonna hit the hey now button.
Hey now.
Okay, now, like, after I've said those things, my main man Bombers is here, hanging out during the live stream. He loves the hey now button. Let's hit it again.
Hey now.
Okay, but see what I'm talking about with faded colors and blurry lines and muddy all up in the middle there? Okay, look, here's what the bed for that one looked like, which you can see why the colors were muddy. It's because the bed kind of sucked. All right, so here's what I did. I went from there to doing like a whole bunch of digging and research, and I came up with a few things to keep my cell bed dyes from sucking. So I'm gonna remove the things about why I sucked, and we're gonna start talking about, oh whoops, we got to get that last one out of there, and we're gonna start talking about the things that helped instead. Okay, let's even take down the cell bed picture, the crappy disc. Okay, look, here's my next effort working with the beds, which you can already tell compared to that last bed how much cooler this one looks. Let me see if I can make it bigger for you. Bang. Okay, like that bed is way cooler than the other one. I'll shrink that back down, and then look, I'll pull up the dye, which if you check out our Facebook or Instagram page, this is the one that I posted earlier today. That's like 10 times cooler than that last crappy cell dye picture that I showed you, right? Oh, for all the people that I missed with a hey now.
Hey now.
That's a big corporate hey now. And this one,
Hey now.
that one's like the small business hey now. But you can see like how much better that one is, right? Okay, here's the couple things that like I started figuring out. First is I started adding way more dye to my mix. More dye, more better. Here's the other thing, like Floetrol, I was treating my Floetrol beds like they were lotion beds. Oh, my main man 44's up in there.
44. Hey now.
There's one. The chat box is moving so quick I can't keep up with it right now. Okay, and for those of you that don't know, the chat box that's on the screen right here, that's like all the chat boxes from all the places that we're streaming. Hi Tech Bobby. Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all together in one, so you can see what everybody's saying. All right, but anyway, I was treating the Floetrol beds like they were lotion beds. That's a big mistake, okay, because the medium is totally different. Here's one of the big ones. It's that like the Floetrol starts to diffuse after long, so that when they're sitting in there for like 8-12 hours overnight, it's too long, right? And that was one of the reasons why my lines were getting blurry and the colors were all muddying out. Okay, here's the other thing. Because I needed to have my set time be a lot shorter, I went and I got myself a heat lamp. All right, look, I got a picture of my little heat lamp setup right there. Boom, you can see it. It's got the bulb, or I mean like the heat lamp casing, and then in there is a 250 watt bulb. I have it like maybe 2.5, maybe 3 feet at best, 2 to 2.5 feet over the, you know, the disc while it sits in there. And then instead of having to sit in there for like 8-12 hours, I only have to have it sitting there for like 2.5 hours. And that's not long enough. That's so much shorter, so the medium doesn't get all diffused and it stays sharp. And then the heat activates the dye and helps with the saturation. So like I killed 2 birds with 1 stone, bringing in the heat lamp and shortening the set times. The saturation was way better and the lines were way sharper because it wasn't sitting there long enough for this stuff to get crappy underneath. Where am I at with that thing? Okay, and then the last one, boom. Don't move the bed. All right, so like you saw that other disc from me employing these couple things that I learned, it was 10 times better. Here's the next. That's like my second practice disc or practice bed after trying this new stuff. Okay, the bed way cooler than that other crappy one that we looked at before. There it is, a little bit bigger. I was trying on this one instead of the last one, which was more blacks, this one to have more negative space and whites. And then bang, that's how the disc came out for this one. So like, even though there's still room for improvement on this, all right, and here's what I'll say, like some of my stuff was kind of a little grainy, the lines could be sharper. It's still like 10 times better, 15 times better, way better than what I was getting before. So just those couple little changes in my game and not treating it like a lotion bed, you can see made a world of difference. All right, I got one more disc to show, one more example, and then we can move on to like the real doing it part. This is when I was trying to get sharper lines. Like that last one I said was grainy and didn't have quite sharper lines. I mixed it up cleaner. Oh man, I tried to grow the wrong one. Oh, that's why it's supposed to be this one. There, now I can grow it for you. Look, so that was like way more detailed, right? The disc came out pretty much exactly the same amount of detail. Bang. So those are like the 3 that were in the thumbnail, the 3 that I was practicing on when I started trying these new things, and you know, like I said, it really worked. Now, there were a couple other little things along the way that I wanted to change. One was how grainy some of the colors were. So instead of mixing my stuff in solo cups, I got a bunch of these condiment things. And the main reason, well, one, I wanted to have a lid to see if I could keep them longer, is because it's so much easier. I don't want to shake it up now because there's silicone in there, but like during my mixing process, putting in the Floetrol, then putting in the powdered dye and whatever you want to liquefy it with, either a little water or acetone, then I can shake the crap out of this condiment container. And the dye is getting mixed through the medium way better. Then when it's time, I bring the silicone in and just shake it a little bit. But I'm able to mix the dye in the medium so much better in these sealed top condiment containers than I was in the solo cups, stirring the caca out of it with a popsicle stick. For everybody that I missed who came in there while I was just rambling,
Well, hey now.
there's a hey now for you,
Hey now.
and a hey now for you. And since Tommy's in here, we'll do a little D in the B too. All right, so because I could shake the crap out of these, the dye all mixed together better instead of stirring it with a popsicle stick. I did one already with this stuff mixed like that. The colors were way less grainy, so it took care of that. All right, we're gonna start pulling these out and doing it. My goal is to do 3 different types of cell beds, and then we'll pick out one that's our favorite together, and then we'll stick a disc in it. Maybe if there's 2, we'll stick 2 discs in it. I got these 2 Lucid Raiders that are already ready to go. All right, so colors here. Let's do some blues, the yellow, and a black. All right, we don't need these discs here anymore. Tommy, you can take that, okay, big dog? And we'll get Sonic Blue or Flag Blue. I used Flag Blue last time. Let's go with Sonic. And then I'm going to pull out the black. And then over here, we'll call this white, but this isn't white. This is just like, you know, regular Floetrol that I already have a little silicone in. Okay, it's time to switch the camera. Get ready. Boom. Oh my God, how cool is that transition? Did you see that, Tom? When the one shrank and the other one grew?
I did.
Watch, I'm gonna do it again. I love it! Okay, now that we're here, like we can switch into the sound effects page, and I don't have to worry about that other stuff. There's one of Tommy Mumbles right there, and I need one of these here Frisbees to use. And for the first technique that we're going to do is going to be the slide cup, okay? So I have this solo cup. Oh, what the heck? I got that picture up there. We got to take that down. I know how to do that though. Look, like that. Golly, there's so many buttons. I really feel like high-tech Bobby. Okay, slide cup. Now we can see everything good. So it's just a solo cup that I cut the top off of. You can tell that I've already used this a couple times. And then in here, in these condiment bottles, like I already got my Floetrol mix with the Pro Chemical and Dye and a little bit of the silicone mixed in there. And we're gonna start, before we put the cup down, I'm just gonna do like a little bit of color down here as a base to put the cup on before we get it sliding. And I'm gonna do 2 colors so it doesn't just look like one big color block. Okay, that's probably good enough. This technique requires many paper towels. I got a bunch of them. I came ready with the paper towels today. Okay, now that we got our little blop there, I'm gonna stick my cup right in it, and then, like, you know, give it a little twist, make sure it's down on the bottom. Okay, and now this is the, you know, this is the easy part. You start pouring this crap in there. And then it's going to get to a point where it fills up enough and starts to lift the cup. Trying to do a whole Caribbean blue layer there. Or it starts to lift the cup and then allow the Floetrol to come out underneath and start to spread. And that little bit of tension of the cup sitting on it while it's squeezing out sort of spreads the colors through each other and starts to activate that cell action. This is Dungeon Dark that I'm putting on top of that next. I've learned my lesson with these about using too much of the black. Oh, guys, I apologize that I haven't been able to keep up with the chat thing. I'm gonna give you all a hey now.
Hey now.
I'm gonna give you another Tommy sound effect since he's sitting here. Cracks me up. Okay. So to everybody who came in here and I didn't catch it and you gave me a hey now, I'm giving you a hey now. I'm giving you 3 hey nows.
Hey now.
Okay, so hey now. Now I'm gonna put some more yellow on top. Now, like, I've heard and I've seen people when they're doing this, like, these different colors have, the dye of the different colors have different densities, okay? And those different densities, you know, allow for the dye to raise or sink through each other. So, like, if, you know, let's say the blue has a higher density than the yellow, if you were to put the yellow down first, then it would because it has a lower density, raise up through the blue and help create more of the cells. That is true, and it does work, but when you start mixing them, most of that happens anyway. So I don't really pay attention to the density stuff as much as I do putting down layers that contrast. So, like, I don't put down the Caribbean blue and then this Sonic blue one after the other. That's why that layer of yellow went in between the two of them, so that when those things, whatever, oh look, you can see as it's moving. Tom, check this out. It was sliding and I didn't even notice it because I was running my mouth the whole time. Look, as it starts to slide and it pushes through. Look at that stuff. Okay, so you get what I'm saying. Like, I don't pay attention to the densities nearly as much, Gord, now, as I do contrasting colors. So that when it starts to peel through, you can see how, because the yellow contrasts the blue, the bang, that's when you get like you know, it looks really cool.
Wow.
That's my plan. Now, you know, there's other ways to do. Oh crap, I missed there for a little. I don't know how you missed that close, but yeah, start spreading that way a little bit. I want to go easy with the black because I know I'm going to want to use the black with some of the other discs. Now, here's the thing. I've tried this method. I've tried some other methods. The slide definitely creates some webbing looks that are incredible, and that it's hard to get with some of the other techniques. But with this method, I found that the colors mix together to form new colors way easier than some of the other methods. The blue and the yellow together make green more than a blue and a green. I'm sorry, a blue and a yellow area. Some of the other techniques, the colors don't mix together into one nearly as much. And, you know, neither of them's wrong or right. It's just different in what I've noticed along the way. Give this a little spin here and see if it inspires. I still got the top on that. Now the white is just plain Floetrol. It also has some of the silicone mixed in it as well. Which blue did I use last time? Okay, that one. Okay, I think we're getting to the point where we got enough dye here. Man, some of these things just look so cool! Alright, now it's kind of, when it's done sliding on its own, you're gonna have to lift it out, okay? And when you lift it out, you don't just want to like lift it straight up, because then it's gonna leave like a blop of, you know, an area that just looks different than the rest. So you want to kind of lift it, and so some of it slides, so as much of it slides out as possible, and then once it kind of like you're at the surface, you want to give it like a little bit of a swoop or a swipe, a swoop or a swipe as you pull it off. Yo, we got someone in all three. We only got one person in the Twitch, but whoever that one person in the Twitch is, you're my main man, because you made it so that we got someone in all three. I love it. Yeah, Cloud Pusher. My man, Cloud Pusher.
Hey now.
That's just for you. I got some. There's so many good Tommy ones. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up. I already got my trash bag like open and ready over here. And then until I'm level with the surface, and then let it slide out as much as possible. And then now I'm at the surface. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a swoop. Okay, it's gonna need more swooping. Oh yeah, let's just wipe that with that, like that. Oh crap. That could have gone better. Go in the trash bag. Not on the floor. Here's what I'm gonna say about this stuff. It's messy as all get out. So, you know what I'm just going to do? I'm just going to throw this sucker out. And I have other solo cups. I can make a new cut solo cup, right? Instead of clean that one during the live stream. Golly, does that look cool. Tom, are you seeing some of these? Like, look at these blue, and putting that little bit of white in there made such a difference. That is so dope. Okay, so check it. I got this little area right here that, like, it didn't get agitated and moved together. So you can see how right here is where the swipe was, and that made those cells. So I got my trusty little guy right here, my McSqueegeton, and then give it like a little, just a little one of those, like that. Okay, and then let it sit for a minute, and then as those colors mix and the silicone does its thing, the cells will come out. Okay, now that's just one way to make these cell beds, okay, that slide cup, which I gotta say, like, that looks awesome and I love it, but we're not gonna stick a disc in it yet. Tommy, can you move this to a better place? Here's what we're gonna do instead. We're gonna make, I'm about to put this friggin' thing right there, dog. This guy. I'm gonna move this now, okay, and let it sit. You want to let them sit for a while so that, like, all of the action happens, because it's going to change from this. It does kind of look kind of peacockish. You're right. I was feeling more galaxy, but so, like, I'm going to let this sit for, like, you want to let it sit for like 15-20 minutes, or maybe you can give it, if you want, you can start to hit it with the heater, okay, like this action here, and that gets all the stuff happening in there and makes the cells start to move and do their thing. Golly, does that look cool? Right?
Yeah.
How easy was that, too? Okay, but here's the thing. We're making 3 of these, okay? And then we're going to pick, like, our favorite and then put a disc in there. So that's perfect for letting this sit for 15 minutes while we make 2 more of these in a totally different way. So I'm going to take that and move it right here. It's fine, dude. Oh, you know what it needs? It needs something underneath it because it's not level. See how it's all sliding that way?
Mm-hmm.
Here, slide this under it. Quick. Level that puppy off. I like it. I like it. You nailed it, dog. All right, look, we got a new Frisbee. We're going to do it again. Who just popped in there? Oh, my main man, Terry Wolf. Hey, now.
Hey, now.
I love it. All right, well, let's do a totally different technique, which means I'm going to do totally different colors. So we'll close that up. We'll close that up. We'll close this up. I'm done with these 2 blues and the yellow. Let's go on to lavender. That's like a purple, right? Right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. You know the color questions are for real. Lavender, orange. Does that go good with purple? And pink?
Why not?
Okay. Lavender, orange, and pink. Okay, and for this one, that last one was the slide cup with the slide cup thingy. This one we're going to do, I think it's called a dirty pour. Everybody calls it something different. Whatever. This is a different technique. It's going to start with this one doing like a big base of just the white Floetrol. Well, I'm saying white, but you know, it's just plain. That's the color it comes. And remember, in this Floetrol, I already have a little bit of silicone mixed into it. Okay? So, bang. We'll start with a full bed of this. Alright, and then this is where this one, you can start this, like, do this like spaghetti. There's a really good video with Bubs Brews, who's such a dude. I hope he's in here. Bubs, if you're in here, you're a dude, and your video is the schnizzle. But there's one with Bubs Brews at Dye Academy doing this same technique. And, you know, his dyes come out righteous every time. You should check it out. So now we take our condiment bottles full of the dye mix, and then just start squirting this crap, like, all over the place. And, you know, don't worry about if you want to do a pattern or something, that's fine. There doesn't really need to be a ton of method to this part of the madness. The key is getting some colors in there. That was our lavender. Next comes the orange, and just for the halibut, we'll cross hatch it and do the orange this way. Yeah, dude, I like purple and orange. I mean, I know it's Denver Broncos kind of feeling, but yeah, Terry, sorry, I haven't looked up at the daggone chat stream this whole time. This is a pretty much pro chemical and dye in every one of these bottles here. It's like 8 ounces of the Floetrol, and then 3/4 teaspoons of the dye, and then a little bit of either I use acid or denatured alcohol, just enough to wet the dye, and then mix that in there like crazy, as best as you can mix those together. One of the issues I was having before was I was getting grainy colors. It's because I wasn't mixing the dye and the Floetrol together enough when I was doing this with solo cups instead of these condiment bottles. And in the solo cups, you know, I'm mixing it with a popsicle stick as best as I can, but it wasn't nearly as good as closing the lid on this and shaking the caca out of it for a long time. So then after you got that all mixed up really good, then put in your little bit of silicone and then mix it lightly, just a little bit, and then you'll have one of these bottles just like the ones I'm working with here. Okay, so you can see that there's no real scientific method to this part. I'm just getting colors in there and a little bit of black. I think we're there. I'll save this now. Okay, at this point, like, yo, you can do this next part like a million different ways. Okay, what we're going to now do is agitate all this crap and get it to mix together and start to do the cell thing. Okay, now I saw someone mention earlier that they do it with the saran wrap. This is like the part where you can use saran wrap, where you put saran wrap all on top and then like just tap it down lightly so that it's in contact with all of it, and then pull it up. And like there's different ways to pull up the saran wrap, like from the center or like from the bottom up or from like outside in, that make different like kind of designs. All right, the other thing you can do instead of using saran wrap at this point is to have like a burner disc, okay, where you have another disc golf disc that you would just put in there and then take back out, okay, and then, you know, put that somewhere like in a bowl so that you can just rinse it off. But you're not dyeing that disc, you're just using it like you were using the saran wrap to get all of it in contact, and then pull it out and then get it agitated, and then it starts to do the cell thing. The other thing you can do at this point is use one of these. Oh gosh, I knocked the lighter down. Oh, we gotta do a Tommy sound effect. Or at this point you could use like one of these squeegees and swipe the whole bad boy, and just like we did with that little part that we swiped earlier, and doing all the swiping stuff will agitate it. Or you can use like a heat gun. That's another good one at this point, and use the heat gun to kind of like blow it all through each other. There's like a bunch of different ways at this point, if you if you're picking up what I'm putting down, that you can funk it all up at this point. What do you think? Should we try the saran wrap way just for the heck of it? And then we'll swipe what little... See, here's the thing, Mike. Here, can you switch this swiper out with that swiper? Because I need the little swiper. And then I'll get some saran wrap, and then we'll try the saran wrap way. Because everybody seems to love the saran wrap. I feel like the saran wrap way just pulls such a ton of color off the top, but I got my saran wrap here. Oh, crap. Get back in there. This box is so old and beat up. Who would have thought this would have been the most difficult part, was just peeling out a slice of saran wrap. throw that on the ground. Alright, so look, I got the saran wrap right there. That was easy, right? And then just lay that over the top. And then, look, I'm going to just start tapping it. Oh my god, look at it. Just spread itself out across all of it. That looks so cool. Alright, and then look, I'm just going to tap it down so that the saran wrap's in contact with the surface all the way. Okay, okay. See that? Okay, and you don't like need to let this sit or anything. It's ready to pull up, but here's what I am going to do. I'm going to get my trash bag ready. See if this goes smoother than throwing out my cup did earlier. And then I'm going to try to do like a center in pull. Last time I did the center out pull. I'm kind of collecting it all towards the center like this. And you know, you want to kind of be intentional. I don't want to say slow, but I think intentional is like a better word, so that you're dope. Dope. Oh, I have one big drip hit the carpet. So close. Whoa. Right? How cool is that? Right now, here's the thing. Like the cells, if you watch right now, they're going to start happening. Like you don't see, look, they're already starting to pop up everywhere. Because now all that stuff is mixed together with the silicone. It's starting to do its thing. So we'll take and just give this a little bit of encouragement like that. Make some of those rise and pop. Okay, Ryan K, you say spin it? I'll give it a little spin. Oh my god, this stuff looks so cool. I don't even know what to do with myself. Okay. Oh look, my old man just hopped in the stream. Big Bob! Okay, everybody, if you were using curse words, stop, because now my parents are in here, okay? Tommy already promised that he wouldn't curse while we were doing this. Okay, so take a mental picture of this one, because we're done with it for now. We're going to let this one sit, and we're going to make a third bed. Oh, Tom, we got to do this thing again with this thing. Put that thing under it. I don't need the swiper on this one.
Got it.
Pretty good. Okay, look. I got the third frisbee here, and we're going to move on to a third one. But for this one, we're going to do 3 more colors. So I'm going to close these puppies down. And then maybe on this one, you know what we haven't done? We haven't just done the primaries. Let's go with the primaries on this one. So I know I got yeah, here's bright red, sonic blue, and then I'm sure I got enough yellow. Okay, now for this last technique, you could like that one had a little bit of shape because we pulled things into the middle, but you could tell they're all kind of random and sort of non-Euclidean. Travis, I do still have the pen you sent, bro. Look, it's right here, buddy. And you know what that is in there? That's the note that you wrote me. I treasure this thing, dog. Dude, I just looked up and caught that. You're damn right I still have the pen, man. That you're a total stud. Can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I got the pen and the note, my man. Alright, so next, we're going to do this third method for creating cell dies. And again, all these, they're like non-Euclidean, random, in the end, all that stuff. But this one, the first one we did a slide cup. That one we did like the swipe or the saran wrap or whatever. This one we're going to do is like a spill cup. Now, you can do this where you pour all the colors in and then dump them out. This one I got a funnel and we're just going to have them, you know, drop out the bottom. So it's kind of the same as when you see all the colors poured into one cup and then dumped out the top. We're just, you know, dropping them out the poop chute instead. All right. So I got my 3 primaries here. How much? I don't have a lot of the white. Okay, let me do the black with them instead. All right, I'm gonna do just a little bit down here at the bottom, kind of like when we did the slide cup. And then I'm gonna take the lid off of all three of these, because this one's a little bit more difficult, only because you gotta hold the doggone funnel in place the whole time. And the more you move it, the more you crap it up. Okay, so like you want to get it into like a comfortable position that you feel good with, and then start going. Okay, now what I'll typically do is, instead of pouring it right down the hole, I'll pick a spot on the side and dump it all in that spot. Okay, it's really hard to hold the thing down and in place while you're doing this. You can already see even just a little bit of it, because that spot's getting bigger, starting to come out. No, Tom, that's okay. I don't need any help at all, bro. I'm just kidding, big dog. Okay, so I'm just gonna rotate the primaries in here until I get this funnel good and full. You can already see the blue starting to... Okay, we're getting there. Yeah, Jason, I think you're right. A silicone funnel would be better. But I think we're going to get enough in here where it's not going to make too much of a difference in the end. My arm's getting tired from squeezing condiment bottles. Okay, I think I got enough in there. Okay, you can see it's already starting to kind of come out the bottom. Oh, I guess you guys can't see it from there. All right, now when I lift it, I'm not just gonna like lift it straight up and let it all dump right out the bottom, okay? I'm gonna lift it just a little bit and then push it back down, and then lift and push it back. Kind of give it like a little up and down while I'm doing it, to make like for some, hopefully some ring-like design. So I'm just gonna lift it a little bit. Oh, it's coming out. Ploop it, ploop it, ploop it, ploop it. Okay, Tommy, give me one of those paper towels, big dog. Right there. Never mind, I got it. Dude, the moral support has been huge. This is a goop mess at the bottom. Let me give it one more paper towel. But this bad boy is a keeper and is going to require a rinsing. Give this puppy a little bit of fire. Okay, here's what I'm going to say about this technique. From the plooping technique, it really made, this is the most circular design that we've made. So because of that, I'm going to rake it. Greg, my assistant, is the infamous Tommy Bomb Bomb Wells over here to hang out tonight. Bombers. He's the one who says at the end of every one of our videos. So because this one is circular, I'm going to give it a little bit of raking. And see if we can't give it like a blossom look along with the cells. It's all of them. That works. The raking works. And that, which is pretty cool. Okay, now we are at a point of decision here where we have to choose which of these beds we're going to stick a disc in. Alright, so we have, this was the last one we did before this bed, which looks dope as hell, doesn't it? I love that one. And then this is the first one we did. It looks like some blue and yellow space station, nebula, galaxy, Carl Sagan peacock. That one looks so damn cool, I don't even know what to say about it. Justice, I'm with you. All of them. I'm feeling like 2 of them. Here's the thing. I can't do more than 2 because, like I showed you guys earlier, my heating lamp setup, bang, like that. I only have 1 heat lamp, okay? And the most I can get under it is 2 discs, which I think I'm going to do 2 discs. And I would put this to a vote, but you know, I have 2 that I like these top 2 way more than the bottom one. So here's what I'm going to do. Tom, I'm going to lift these 2 up and let you take that bottom one out. Here, we'll show it to the camera one more time, but that's the one we're not going to use. Don't sit it down in there.
I disagree.
That's the one you like that one better? I like the colors in this one way better, and that red and black one is the same. Okay, so now we're at the stage where it's time to put the disc into the bed. I was waiting the whole time to pull that one for Tommy.
Love it.
Okay, so you know, we talked about the things that I sucked at before, and one of them was that my designs were coming out like blurry and the lines weren't sharp. Here's one of the things I learned is 2 things. One is to let the bed sit for a while before you put the disc in it. Okay, this one's been sitting for like 20 minutes, so it's probably good at this point. The one below it's probably been 10 minutes. It might need to sit another 5 or 10 before it's ready, because like the reaction is all still happening. And you want that to be done before you put the disc in, so that it's not like changing while it's in contact with the disc. You want it to be done changing and then bang to stick it in there. So like that was the first thing. The second thing is, once the disc is in there, you do not want to touch or move it at all, okay? Because the surface tension is such with Floetrol where the disc like slides around on top of the surface and will like crap out your design. It's different than with like clear glue, and I know that those of you that have done it with clear glue and a clear disc, you can see the disc moves around and the design doesn't. The surface tension with clear glue is such where it like the design just sticks to the surface of the disc and it stays there no matter how much the disc moves around. It's not the same with Floetrol. The disc slides on top of it. So have the disc in its final or the bed in its final resting place before you smack the disc in there, okay? And then once it's in there, don't touch it. Leave it alone. And then the other thing, like I said, I was treating these like lotion before. Now I'm treating them like Floetrol, which means they don't get 8-hour sit times. They get like 2, at most 2.5 hours in there under the heat lamp that I just showed you guys. Bang, like that, which is just a 250 watt bulb in there. And then after 2.5 hours, out, and they get a rinse. Sometimes the bed is cool enough where you can use it again, but you know, I'm just thinking 1 here. So now, having said all that, now I got these 2 beds that I'm going to stick a disc in, but I need to move all this stuff around a bunch still. So I'm not going to put the disc in on camera. You're just gonna have to trust me, okay? And you do it just like you stick any other disc in there. You just roll that sucker in there and then try not to get air pockets. So I'm gonna close the stream, and then I'm gonna set this stuff up in its final resting place. Then I'm gonna stick the D and the B, the disc into the bed. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our little cell die stream here. Look, I'll go back to my big face streamer thing there. Yeah. For all of you that came and hang out, which holy crap, is there really 110 people in here? What the hell? You guys are awesome. You know that, Tom?
Woo!
That's crazy. I hope you guys all had a good time. I had a blast, and then I will post pictures of these of the discs that come out of these two beds up on our Faceplace and Instagram, so you can just go there and check it out, and I'll link it in this video. There's Tommy giving you a rock on. So you guys are awesome. I hope you had a rock and roll time, and until we see you again, you better keep doing it.